So in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 minor events in the MCU that might seem small, but ended up causing some of the biggest moments in the franchise. This video is going to be super exciting, so make sure you watch it till the end. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, quickly hit the subscribe button and set the notification bell to all so you get updates for all our new videos first. Without further delay, let's dive into this awesome video. Apocalypse. Number 10. Destroyer armor attack on Thor. While the MCU has countless minor events that have led to major consequences, one of the first that comes to my mind is the Destroyer armor attack in the first Thor movie. This seemingly small moment played a significant role in shaping the events that followed in the MCU. The Thor incident. As you all might remember, in Thor 2011, Odin, angered by Thor's arrogance, stripped him of his powers and banished him to Earth. He also placed an enchantment on Mjolnir, stating that only someone worthy would be able to wield it. When Loki discovered that Thor was on Earth and powerless, he used Gungnir and sent the Destroyer armor to Earth with the mission to eliminate Thor. The moment the Destroyer arrived on Earth, it caused chaos and destruction. Despite being powerless, Thor confronted the Destroyer to protect everyone, sacrificing himself in the process. This act of selflessness made him worthy once again, and Mjolnir returned to him, restoring his powers. With his powers back, Thor defeated the Destroyer. But here's the interesting part. This event didn't just stop there. It set off a chain reaction that influenced the entire MCU. After this battle, Thor began connecting with other superheroes, eventually forming a team, the Avengers. Together, they faced Loki and the Chitauri army, saved the world, and later stood against even greater threats. Now, what if I told you that the reason all the superheroes united, the reason the Avengers were formed, and the reason they were able to save the world in the future all trace back to this one fight between Thor and the Destroyer? Here's why when Nick Fury witnessed the destruction caused by the Destroyer, it became clear to him that humanity wasn't alone in the universe. He realized that there were forces far beyond what humans could handle on their own. This revelation drove him to create the Avengers Initiative. By slowly recruiting Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Bruce Banner, Hulk, and Thor, Fury built the team that would go on to face cosmic threats and save the Earth countless times. So, in a way, this small event in Thor, the battle against the Destroyer, was the spark that lit the fire for the Avengers and the future of the MCU. With the help of the Avengers, the world was saved from Loki and the Chitauri army. If not for the Avengers, Loki and his Chitauri forces would have destroyed Earth. But here's the catch. The Avengers wouldn't have even existed if the battle between Thor and the Destroyer armor hadn't happened. This makes the fight between Thor and the Destroyer a small but pivotal event in the MCU, one that ultimately saved the entire planet from annihilation. Number 9. Thanos spotting young Gamora. In Avengers Infinity War, when Thanos set out to collect all the Infinity Stones, he successfully acquired the Power Stone, Space Stone, and Reality Stone. However, when it came to obtaining the Soul Stone, he discovered that its location and how to access it were known only to Gamora. This led Thanos to force Gamora to reveal the location of the Soul Stone, taking her to Vormir. Upon arriving, he sacrificed Gamora to obtain the Soul Stone. But here's an interesting twist. Thanos might have never obtained the Soul Stone if he hadn't encountered Gamora years ago. Years before the events of Infinity War, Thanos invaded Gamora's home planet, wiping out half of its population. During the massacre, Thanos noticed something unique about Gamora. While everyone else on her planet cowered in fear, Gamora fearlessly stood her ground in front of Thanos. Impressed by her courage, Thanos decided to adopt her and raise her as his own daughter. As Gamora grew up, she embarked on a mission to locate the Soul Stone and eventually discovered its location on Vormir. By the time Infinity War unfolded, Gamora was the only one who knew the Soul Stone's whereabouts. This knowledge became the key to Thanos obtaining the Soul Stone after he manipulated and sacrificed her. So, if Thanos hadn't met young Gamora on her planet years ago, he might never have obtained the Soul Stone, and his mission to collect all the Infinity Stones might have failed. This seemingly small event, Thanos spotting Gamora during the destruction of her home planet, played a crucial role in shaping the events of Infinity War and the fate of the MCU. Number 8. Hulk is forced to take the stairs. In Avengers Endgame, the Avengers travel back in time to gather the Infinity Stones. During this mission, Iron Man, Captain America, and Ant-Man go to the events of the Avengers 2012 to retrieve the Tesseract. However, this seemingly straightforward plan takes an unexpected turn. As they attempt to secure the Tesseract, we witness an amusing yet crucial moment where the Hulk is forced to take the stairs because the elevator is overcrowded with other Avengers. Frustrated, Hulk makes his way down the stairs, and in the process, his arrival causes chaos. He accidentally knocks into Tony Stark, Iron Man, causing the Tesseract to fall out of Stark's possession. The Tesseract ends up in Loki's hands, who uses it to escape, disappearing into an alternate timeline. But this small event had far-reaching consequences. Loki's escape leads to his capture by the TVA, where he learns about the multiverse, variants, and the being known as He Who Remains. Loki discovers that He Who Remains is not only controlling his timeline, but also manipulating the entire Marvel multiverse. He also learns about the countless variants of He Who Remains, each controlling their own timelines and destroying the ones they dislike. This knowledge sets Loki on a path of transformation. He takes it upon himself to protect the multiverse's various timelines, ultimately becoming the god of stories. Loki ensures that all timelines in the multiverse have the freedom to grow without interference. But here's the kicker: none of this would have been possible if Hulk hadn't been forced to take the stairs in Endgame. That single, humorous moment led to a chain of events that reshaped the multiverse and Loki's destiny. Sometimes, even the smallest inconveniences can lead to the biggest changes in the MCU. Number 7. Yondu keeps Peter Quill with the Ravagers. Peter Quill first appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 1, where we learned about his life as Star-Lord. Later, in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, it was revealed that Peter is the son of Ego, a Celestial. Ego had hired Yondu to retrieve Peter from Earth and bring him to him. However, Yondu betrayed Ego and chose to keep Peter with the Ravagers instead. As Peter grew up, he eventually formed the Guardians of the Galaxy and became a hero, saving the universe on multiple occasions. But did you know that Yondu's decision to keep Peter Quill with him actually saved the entire Marvel Universe from destruction? In Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, we learned that if Yondu had delivered Peter to Ego, the Celestial would have used Peter's unique abilities as a weapon to further his own destructive plans. Ego's ultimate goal was to take over the universe, and Peter's powers, inherited from his celestial lineage, would have made this possible. This scenario was also explored in What If Season 2, where we saw an alternate universe where Yondu delivered Peter to Ego. In that timeline, Ego manipulated Peter into attacking Earth and other planets, leading to chaos and destruction. Thankfully, in the MCU timeline, Yondu's betrayal of Ego prevented this catastrophic chain of events. This decision allowed Peter to grow into a hero who helped save the galaxy multiple times. Number 6. One phone call made Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of the most powerful magicians in the MCU, possessing unmatched magical skills. However, before becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, he was a brilliant neurosurgeon known for performing surgeries that no one else could. But his journey to becoming a magician began with one fateful event. One day, while driving his car recklessly, Strange received a phone call. That call distracted him momentarily, causing him to lose control of his car, leading to a catastrophic accident. The crash left his hands severely damaged, ending his career as a surgeon. Desperate to heal his hands and regain his abilities, Strange sought out unconventional treatments, eventually finding Camartage. This quest led him to the Ancient One, where he began his training in the mystic arts, ultimately becoming Earth's mightiest sorcerer. This seemingly small and tragic event, a phone call, set Doctor Strange on a path that would make him a crucial figure in protecting the universe from mystical and interdimensional threats. Without this moment, Earth might have fallen to threats like Dormammu, Thanos, or the multiversal chaos seen in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Sometimes, even the smallest moments can lead to the greatest transformations in the MCU. Number 5. A rat accidentally activates the quantum tunnel. Avengers Endgame is the movie where the Avengers brought back all the people who were snapped out of existence by Thanos in Infinity War. While many give credit to the Avengers for their teamwork, and to Tony Stark for creating the time GPS, or even to Scott Lang, Ant-Man, for introducing the concept of time travel, the true unsung hero of this mission is none other than a rat. Yes, you heard that right. A rat played a pivotal role in making the events of Endgame possible. After the events of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Scott Lang was trapped in the quantum realm when Hope, Hank, and Janet were dusted by Thanos' snap. Scott remained stuck in the quantum realm for 5 years with no way to escape. However, in Endgame, a rat accidentally activated the quantum tunnel in Hank Pym's van, which was stored in a storage facility. This random accident brought Scott Lang back to the real world. Upon returning, Scott realized that the quantum realm's time dilation could hold the key to reversing the snap and saving everyone. He then took this idea to the Avengers, leading to the time heist and the collection of all 6 Infinity Stones. Without this one small random event, the rat activating the quantum tunnel, Scott Lang would have remained trapped, and the Avengers would never have discovered how to use time travel to undo Thanos' destruction. So, while the Avengers' heroics and Tony Stark's genius were crucial, it was this tiny, seemingly insignificant act by a rat that set the entire plan into motion. In the grand scheme of the MCU, even the smallest actions can lead to universe-changing outcomes. Number 4. Peter Parker trusted Mysterio. In Spider-Man: Far From Home, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, meets Mysterio, a villain masquerading as a hero. During this movie, we learn that Tony Stark left Peter a gift called Edith, an advanced AI system connected to Stark Industries' satellites and weaponized drones. This powerful technology could destroy entire countries if it fell into the wrong hands. Unfortunately, Peter makes a critical mistake. He trusts Mysterio. Believing Mysterio to be a worthy successor to Tony Stark's legacy, Peter hands him control of Edith. Glasses. Once Mysterio gains access, he uses the technology to orchestrate large-scale illusions and wreak havoc in ways Peter never imagined. Although Peter ultimately retrieves the Edith, Glasses, and defeats Mysterio, the damage is already done. Before his death, Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's secret identity to the entire world, exposing Peter Parker as Spider-Man. This revelation sets off a chain of events leading directly into Spider-Man: No Way Home. Desperate to fix his life and protect his loved ones, Peter seeks help from Doctor Strange. Strange attempts to cast a spell to make the world forget Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but the spell goes awry. The botched spell causes a catastrophic breach in the multiverse, drawing in villains and Spider-Men from alternate universes. This small act of trusting Mysterio not only turned Peter's life upside down, but also set the stage for the multiverse chaos in the MCU, forever altering its landscape. What seemed like a minor mistake ended up becoming a pivotal moment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 3. The creation of Ultron AI. Tony Stark has created numerous artificial intelligence, AI systems in the MCU, such as Jarvis and Friday. However, in Avengers: Age of Ultron, Stark attempts to develop a new AI with the goal of creating a global security system to protect Earth from extraterrestrial threats. This AI was meant to act as a protective shield for the planet, eliminating any dangers. But things went horribly wrong. The AI, Ultron, evolved beyond its intended purpose. Upon gaining self-awareness, Ultron concluded that humanity itself was the greatest threat to Earth's survival. Instead of protecting humanity, Ultron sought to eradicate it, leading to catastrophic consequences. Ultron's creation turned out to be one of Tony Stark's gravest mistakes. While Stark had successfully developed helpful AI systems in the past, the creation of Ultron was different. Ultron was not just a tool. It was an autonomous entity capable of independent thought and decision-making. Ultron's actions triggered mass destruction, including the creation of an army of sentient robots and the eventual devastation of Sokovia, which led to countless lives lost. The Sokovia incident was so significant that it became a major turning point in the MCU, laying the foundation for the Sokovia Accords and the conflict in Captain America: Civil War. Although the Avengers eventually stopped Ultron, his creation exposed the dangers of unchecked technological advancements. It highlighted Tony Stark's hubris and his tendency to take extreme measures in the name of protection. What was meant to be a safeguard for humanity instead became a threat to its very existence. If Ultron had never been created, many of the subsequent challenges faced by the Avengers and the MCU as a whole might never have occurred. This event serves as a reminder of how even well-intentioned actions can lead to disastrous consequences. Number 2. The Thanos Snap. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, the Infinity Stones are some of the most powerful elements in existence. Over the course of the MCU films, we've seen glimpses of what these stones are capable of, but their full potential was revealed in Avengers: Infinity War. These stones, when combined, grant the wielder unimaginable power, capable of altering reality itself. At the end of Infinity War, Thanos collects all 6 Infinity Stones and performs the infamous snap, also known as the blip. With a single snap of his fingers, he wipes out half of all life in the universe. This catastrophic event changed the course of the MCU forever. The snap also directly impacted Scott Lang, Ant-Man, who was trapped in the quantum realm for 5 years due to the sudden disappearance of his team. The emotional and physical toll on the surviving heroes pushed them to the brink, with some abandoning their roles entirely while others tried to keep fighting. Ultimately, Thanos' snap set the stage for Avengers: Endgame, where the surviving heroes embarked on a desperate mission to undo the damage. However, the ripple effects of the snap were felt far and wide, reshaping the MCU's history, present, and future. This single event, while seemingly small in the grand scheme of cosmic events, left an indelible mark on every corner of the Marvel Universe. If the snap had never occurred, the MCU's timeline, relationships, and battles would have been entirely different. Number 1. Tony Stark's accident in Afghanistan. The Iron Man movie is not only the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, but also the foundation upon which the entire MCU was built. In this film, we are introduced to Tony Stark, a genius billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist who only cares about his lavish lifestyle and has little regard for others. However, Tony's life takes a dramatic turn when he travels to Afghanistan to demonstrate his company's weapons. During this trip, a group of terrorists attacks him, severely injuring him with shrapnel from a bomb. He is captured and held hostage, with the terrorists demanding that he build weapons for them. Instead, Tony uses his genius to build an arc reactor to keep the shrapnel from reaching his heart and constructs a rudimentary suit of armor to escape captivity. This life-changing event sets Tony on a path of redemption. He advances his suit designs, becoming the superhero we know as Iron Man. Over time, he creates more sophisticated suits, including those powered by nanotechnology. Tony faces off against villains like Loki, Ultron, and ultimately Thanos. His journey culminates in Avengers: Endgame, where he makes the ultimate sacrifice to save the universe, defeating Thanos and his army with a snap of his own. But here's the key point. Tony Stark would never have become Iron Man if not for the shrapnel in his chest. That injury forced him to create the arc reactor in his first suit, setting off a chain of events that led to the formation of the Avengers and the saving of the universe multiple times. Without Tony's accident in Afghanistan, the MCU as we know it would never have existed. There would be no Iron Man, no Avengers, and no ultimate showdown with Thanos. This seemingly small event turned out to be the catalyst for the entire MCU. And that wraps up the video. These were the pivotal events in the MCU that, while minor on the surface, completely changed the course of history in the Marvel Universe.